Hello everybody, sorry for the long delay between videos, but this video will be covering the Annapurna circuit, so the first half of that, which kind of circumvents the Annapurna range, which includes Mount Annapurna, Annapurna 2, 3, and 4, but Annapurna is one of the tallest mountains in the world, I believe the 10th, so pretty cool stuff, but yeah, enjoy the video. So the very first thing we did is we grabbed all of our bags, threw it on top of the car, and took a about 6-hour long bus ride over to the very first place we were gonna stop, which was Bessie Zahar. So it was a town right at the start of the Annapurna range. The driving was a little bit rough since it was a lot of dirt roads that were broken up and some paved, but overall, not too bad. We were just kind of a little bit packed in there. But as you can see, we were able to pass through some of rural Nepal, which was super cool to be able to see. And then, after that 6 hours, we arrived in Bessie Zahar, and this is what the town looks like. Pretty small, just a little town kind of focused around this road, and we were able to spend the night in this nice hotel and get to know the people that we were going to be hiking with some. We've made it to the very first stop in Bessie Zahar.
Nailed it.
That was like a full minute of Orion trying to get me to pronounce that correctly.
He did good.
Yeah, we're just gonna explore the town some. It was a 6-hour bus ride over here. Very bumpy road, but
That stuff way faster than I thought it would be, honestly.
it was quick. It was quick. So here we are. So after checking into the hotel, we went out with our group to a river to just kind of explore the surrounding area, and there you can see there they all are. And then afterwards we went back to the hotel. Ryan and I played some chess, and we just hung out and chatted with our guide some. This is Gia. There's Gia right there. There's our guide. So here we are. This is the Mexican in Nepal. We got the Mexican pizza.
Yeah.
So now
Where are we go?
we are at, I already forgot. Yeah, but
We're in Bessie Zahar.
Bessie Zahar. So, small town, Mexican pizza, not nearly as bad as you may think.
I actually would go so far as to say this is better than the burrito, like easily.
I think that's true for sure. So now, Mexican in Nepal, check. Day 2.
Oh, it's video.
Day 2, we're driving to another town all day. So
No. We go hot pool.
with hot pool.
Hot pool.
So the very next day we headed over to a town called Kame. We drove over there, and this was the last day of our driving. For the rest of it, it was hiking. And the drive over there was definitely a little chaotic. It was definitely an experience. Steep, narrow roads right along cliff sides, dirt, bumpy, sometimes wet. Very thankful we had an experienced driver and a car with 4-wheel drive. But along the way, we stopped by and saw a bunch of different waterfalls. This place is actually where we had lunch, and we were able to have lunch while looking at a waterfall, which is pretty cool. This waterfall here is actually called Octopus Falls because as it falls down the cliffside, it kind of spreads out into like a bunch of different, tentacles, almost like an octopus. And then here's a little video of Orion and I, doing a little boogie in front of it because, why not? But we kept driving and we kept stopping, here and there just to see like the sights because the valley that we were driving through was unbelievably gorgeous. But eventually we did make it to our Hotel Kame, which was maybe about a 5-hour drive or so of actual driving. And the town was super cute. Again, nestled in this beautiful valley.
We gotta split up and look for clues, gang. I'll set a trap.
So after messing around some at our hotel, we went out to explore some because this town actually had a hot springs, which the whole town went to use. So we decided to walk over that way and see what we could, see on the way. But we crossed over this nice pretty bridge over the river and we got some good views down valley. And then here's Orion and I cleaning ourselves after hanging out in the hot pools. I think it was either only men hot pools or only men were allowed at the time we were there, but yeah, it was only men in it. But the very next day, we slapped on our packs and started the hike. And we started by walking through this kind of stupa right here, which I think was a nice kind of cool fitting way to start. And the very first day, we walked all the way up over to Upper Pisang. And this part was pretty easy. We're walking through kind of evergreen forest. We're walking along the road for the most part, really. But, you know, it didn't make the view any less pretty. I mean, it was absolutely gorgeous. But overall, it was pretty flat. Right here, we're only about at, just under 3,000 elevation. So it wasn't anything too extreme yet. Nothing that was challenging us. But halfway through, we stopped at this actually apple farm. Okay, so we're at a apple farm. We got apple donuts with fresh apple jam, apple crumble, and fresh apple juice. And a bottle of apple wine. So we're
I'm so excited.
So after the apple farm, we continued our hike down valley.
Is your favorite color?
Blue. I mean, yellow.
What is the velocity of an airline swallow?
Well, that depends. African or European swallow?
I don't know that.
So we stopped in this cute little town for lunch, and in this town was another actually apple farm. So there's a theme of lots and lots of apples during this trip because it's apple season. Yay, such an exotic fruit. But I will say the apples were really, really good. So I was quite happy about it. But we walked into this apple tree farm and did a photo shoot, which is pretty fun. Ryan and I got some good photos. And then we continued on our way up to Upper Pisang, which is where we were staying for the night. So this is our room in Upper Pisang. A little double bed. It's a little chilly. It's about 33 degrees. In here is our bathroom. Nothing too special really. Whoa, penguins! And then walk out the door. I turn off the light. Walk out the door. You get a very awesome, I mean you can't see it now, but it's normally a very awesome view. Here's our little hotel that we're staying in. And in there is dining, which we can get a little peek into. There's the dining area, which Orion is looking in. So, yeah, day one, first day hiking, awesome. So much fun, beautiful, like gorgeous.
That's Annapurna
Good morning. Yeah. Annapurna 2, as he just said. So the next day we continued our hike towards a town just before Manang. as you can see, the hike was absolutely beautiful that day. We were able to see some yaks sleeping in the field, and we also saw an army encampment, which was pretty funny. But we also saw a couple of really gorgeous lakes. So earlier that was the green lake that we saw, and surprise, surprise, this next lake is the blue lake. But both absolutely gorgeous, and we were able to kind of just hang out around those for a little bit. So the next day we did a day hike to the ice lake to work on getting acclimatized to the high altitude. We've started the hike up to Ice Lake, which I think is around like 4,600 meters or so. Orion last night got some sort of knee problem. Don't know what it is, so he's not joining us today, hopefully, so he can rest, recover, get better, and then, finish the rest of the trek. So, alas, Orion will not be here today, but the ice lake is supposed to be beautiful, so let's get some good shots to hopefully cheer Orion up, maybe. So the trip up to the ice lake was just a out and back, so we didn't actually need to bring our big heavy bags, which was nice. But Orion, because of his knee problem, which we're still unsure of what it really was, ended up just heading to Manang that day, which is where we were ending that night, just another 30 minutes up the road. So we were able to, the rest of us all hiked up this hill, as they called it. I would classify it as a mountain, but to each their own. And we didn't have to bring our bags, which was a huge bonus and made it a little bit, definitely a lot easier. One problem you'll see later is that I forgot to bring sunblock, so I got kind of a nasty burn at the end of this, but I didn't realize that to the end of the day. And the whole day we just had absolutely gorgeous views of Annapurna 2 and 3 there. So it was a great day. And right here was a little tea shop kind of along halfway up the mountain, which we were able to stop and get tea, and I actually got some noodles too, which was pretty cool to be able to do, at like 4,000 meters. About 4,600 meters. This is Ice Lake behind me. You can see the beautiful view of mountains we have in the background. But I think the craziest thing of all, more than anything else, there's a dog here. There's nothing here. There's like one tea house, maybe about an hour, 2 hours down the trail, but there's a little dog. God, there are dogs everywhere. So today is our rest day in Manang, and yesterday, as you could see, got a crazy sunburn on my face, so that'll be fun to deal with all day. But today we will just be hanging around, getting accustomed to the altitude and exploring the town some. So, and also I guess finding some aloe to put on this because it's nasty. So for our rest day, we kind of just decided to explore Manang. You know, we got lots of tea, milk tea, masala tea, honey, lemon, ginger tea. Those three were probably my favorites. And some delicious food, momos, mustang potatoes, stuff like that. Orion was feeling pretty good that day, so we walked over to this lake, which was, you know, a 20-minute walk away, tops, all flat. We were still trying to make sure he took it easy. But we were able to walk over to this lake and check it out, and it was old glacial lake, so you could kind of see the glacier receded a little bit in the back, which was pretty cool. And yeah, we just kind of explored this area, which was super, super pretty. And there's the kind of view of Manang there on the cliffside. So to end that day, we ended up finding a art gallery. There was a dude up in Manang who made all this beautiful art, which is super, super, super pretty and really well done. So we kind of walked around and explored that some and saw what he had to offer, which was just, I mean, really, really pretty artwork. And he was also a super nice guy too. And then afterwards, we found a place that we could play pool, which was really fun to do. We, I believe, lost, but you know, what do you do? And then the very next day, Orion and I decided to put Orion's knee to the test. And there's actually a monastery up the side of the cliff right next to Manang, that there was a hike you could do up to it. And we were like, we got to do that.
We are at a monastery named
Prakangompa.
Prakangompa.
Nailed it.
We can't go in right now because it's closed. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, but then look at the fucking view.
Pretty cool, huh?
It's nuts.
I would totally practice Buddhism up here. So there's the monastery.
It's wedged into the cliffside.
Yeah. And then the monastery has this view.
Yeah, that was steep.
So pretty awesome, huh?
Damn, they gotta do that every time we get.
Yeah. They were like, shit, we want some cookies.
Oh well, 2-hour hike.
Jim, go get us some cookies. I did it last time. Yeah, I don't care. So pretty cool. It takes about an hour to get up here.
So we actually ended that day by doing a little painting, which is super fun. The art gallery, for actually a really good price, only about $20 or so, gave us all the materials we needed to make our own paintings. So we went, capitalized a little table over to the side and made our own paintings. And here are all the paintings of the group, which was super, super fun to do. I hope you all enjoyed the video. The second video will be focused on the second half of the Annapurna circuit. Surprise, surprise. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.